Hey, what's up? Simon here. I'm currently just taking a break from basically binge watching an anime called Parasite. I'm a total nerd at heart, which I've talked about a much, talked about a much, talked about much already. Going great so far. Speaking about this, yeah, I'm a nerd at heart, and like I love video games. I love basically love all mediums to some extent, but movies, games, music, reading too for that matter. The problem with that is my dyslexia, so reading isn't really my or reading is fine. I don't like writing so much because I'm bad at it. I don't like things that I'm bad at so much. It's fine with writing and reading, but there's mediums I prefer a lot more. And anime is, I mean, it's still TV and animations, and but there's there's a lot of positive things I like about it more than like normal series and like not real life series, but fictional, non-animated, like American produced series, TV series, and such. And this quite when I think I prefer, or I often prefer, like anime. I don't watch a lot of anime. I have my periods, and they usually come far in between each other. But sometimes I just get like I don't know. I get into the mood to watch a lot of anime, which I've done the last week or something because I had a free trial on a site called Crunchyroll, which is probably the biggest like legit anime site. Basically, anime of Netflix, or the other way around. So almost correct. But yeah, like I don't know why. I think there's something really appealing with it for me. There's a lot of shitty anime too, and it's weird because it's Japanese culture differs a lot from Swedish cultures in a lot of ways, even though we're also very similar countries in a lot of ways. We're definitely really different in many ways too. But it's just fun to see that having a lot of parallels with a country, like, and even though we still are the same in a lot of ways, like, highly, we have, there's, I, fuck it, I don't want to get into that now. I really don't. But back to anime. There is just something real appealing with it. I think it's both because I'm a bit of a sucker for Japanese culture. I just find it really interesting, and it's a language I like a lot. And that helps a lot having an interesting language to because I can speak two languages and two fluently. My English is my understand like I understand English as well as I do Swedish, basically. The problem is I'm not quite as good as articulating myself in English, but this helps a lot. I've gotten a lot better just the last week because my English been pretty sloppy. My yeah, it's been pretty sloppy. I haven't improved much lately because I haven't spoken that much English because I don't Skype a lot more with. I have some British friends which I don't talk with so much often. That's unfortunate. But it just happened naturally sometimes that you don't meet friends as often, and I've never met them, but we have spoken a lot, and now we don't, and you know that's a bit boring to some extent, but I'm also fine with it. We might start talking again, you never know. But if that happens, it does. But like I said, there's a lot of things about anime that I like, except that you can learn a lot about Japanese culture, and I pick up some words like slowly with Japanese. It's interesting just interacting with a language, getting better at it, but there's also, I want to get back into that real soon, but I just think anime is really there's something really appealing with it. It's basic. I think it's because it's very like differently written from a lot of American stuff, and I think Japanese people sometimes write. Find it more interesting probably because I'm not as well versed in both Japanese culture as I am with British and American culture, but especially American to some extent. But British too is something I find it really interesting to learn more about, and I still have a lot to learn. But both those cultures are a lot more similar to Swedish culture, but it's also because it's something I've grown up with is American culture and British culture too, because we have a lot of British and American TV series, and there's a lot of American produced games too, and music, and there's something that's just natural with my life. Not yeah, a natural part of my life. Sorry, I'm getting burpy. Drinking some more energy drinks. Shouldn't do that often, but fuck it. I like it, and it's nice a way to get caffeine. And it's not that healthy, but even though I talked about health, I'm basically I just want to be more active mainly. I don't care really much about what I eat or not. I try to do things in moderation, but that's not what I want to talk about right now. Like you said, there's a lot of positive and negative, or not that. Yeah, there's a lot of negative stuff with anime, but good animes don't have that much. And yeah, it's just something I I think there's a lot of good animes taking up subjects that you can't get anywhere else because Japanese culture is a very fine and well developed thing too. That's also really different from the other similar stuff that's produced in American stuff like that, and it's something that I really enjoy, and it's cool also learning a new language through that because what I touched on earlier is that I want to learn a new language, and that's probably gonna be Japanese or Spanish. Spanish is a hell. It's more useful, way more useful in daily life because it's a much bigger language and more people talk it. But I just have I like Japanese culture and the language, and it's something I find really interesting. So it's probably something I will have easier time to picking up on. I could watch also a lot of Spanish movies, but I don't feel like it a lot right now. But that might change. But it's just cool that I've learned so much through culture and stuff that I enjoy. I'm more or less self-taught when it or yeah, self-taught when it comes to speaking English and stuff like that. Of course, we have English education in Sweden, and that helps a lot getting the basics down. But really taking part of other language and culture helps a lot through movies, and video games is something that's taught me a lot of English words because you don't need to understand the language, but you will pick up more and more by playing games because as a simple thing as game over or continue and save and stuff like that is it's really simple words, but when you start after a while you will start to understand the patterns of a language a little bit, and just hearing more of it will make you more not comfortable or comfortable with the language, but you will know it better and you will start picking some things up because that's how we work as people. We adapt. And that's something I think really cool about watching things in another language. Even though I have English subtitles, I still pick up on Japanese little by little. Both culture-wise, it's not that movies and books and stuff like that actually represent a culture perfectly, but you can definitely learn a lot from it, even though it's not exact as reality. It's a good start, at least. And I want to go to Japan too, but I've never been to either America or USA, more to the point, but I've never been to the continent America either, but and not even Britain, which isn't even it's not even expensive going there from Sweden. And that's really interesting that I haven't been to the countries that I find the culture really interesting. And I've been to a lot of other places that I don't know much about either, because I've been traveling a lot as younger and not as much lately because, I get older and don't travel with my family as often. They haven't been abroad as often either, but going to Thailand this winter. Yeah, I I talked a bit about like I'm happy about. I wanted it to be more focused on just anime and like mediums, but it turned into a lot of about culture, and that's fine. And I don't really have a lot of to add on to it. I kind of like fell out of the mood or the trail of thought or train of thought. I think it's trail of thought. It makes more sense like that. I'm gonna Google that after I'm done, but I'm not gonna like continue talking about it because if I start talking about it again, I will go on forever and we will well past 15 minutes and we're soon there. So I'm actually gonna manage another video under 15 minutes. I'm getting better at this, which I've noticed in many ways, and it's cool. I like that a lot. It's really cool seeing improvement. That's something I might talk about next video, is just improving as a person and looking back, and how much I've grown as a person in a year is insane to me. I have a hard time really noticing it, but I know that I have. Like, it's very obvious for me that I'm actually growing as a person, certainly over the years, but also over a short amount of time. And that's really something I like, seeing that I actually improve and develop as a person. Yeah. Thanks for watching. It's gonna be slightly over 50 minutes now, probably. And thanks for watching, and goodbye.